In 2018, Toyota president Akio Toyoda announced no more boring cars for the company. 3 years later, Lexus has dropped this off at our shop. Underneath this cover is a car they say no one has ever seen before. Lexus says it's got plenty of power, rear-wheel drive, and that it was designed for enthusiasts like you. It's a Wheelhouse first today. We're gonna debut a car. I wore my nice shirt today. Now, you might be thinking that this doesn't look like an enthusiast car. You might be thinking that it looks like a normal IS350, but under this bulging hood right here is not the V6 from the Camry. In fact, this Lexus makes more power than the new BMW M3, and it weighs the same as a Mustang GT. This thing is a bona fide sleeper. But I've got a question. Is this even a good idea? Is Lexus no longer the sophisticated luxury arm of Toyota that it used to be? Are they making cars for us now? Is this new car any good? And what's it for? Who's it for? Well, let's go ahead and find out. Thank you once again to Lords Mobile for sponsoring today's video. It seems like lately everyone at Donut is getting sponsored by some mobile game except me. Well, that ends today. Lords Mobile is a top mobile game that's all about strategy. In the game, you can choose army troops, battle formations, and create your own badass kingdom by choosing the right strategy. You can easily smash thousands of troops with just a simple tap. Lords Mobile is like an MMO RPG city building strategy game that even casual gamers will love. There are more and more people joining the game every day. They already have over 340 million players. Awesome. Now we all know Lords Mobile likes Jerry, but they're even bigger fans of Wheelhouse. So they're offering you guys a chance to win some brand new iPhone 12s. That's right, nothing but the best for my viewers. All you have to do is click the link in the description. The top one player in the might rank section can win an iPhone 12. You can increase your might by building your kingdom and leveling up, and you can even spin the lucky wheel for your chance to win an iPhone 12 and even $10,000. So go download Lords Mobile from the link in the description now for your chance to win, and all participants get a $350 Lords Mobile reward pack.
Nolan, did you do my ad read again?
Today's episode of Wheelhouse is a little different than usual because when Lexus calls, you pick up the dang phone. Today I'm gonna show you this brand new, never before seen car in a way that makes sense for this show and hopefully explain why Lexus decided to build it. So, sleepers. A sleeper is basically any car that is faster than it looks. As I see it, there are two kinds of sleepers. Ones that people build themselves, like the farm truck from Street Outlaws, or this Volvo we featured on Old Bumper to Bumper. Then there are factory sleepers. Fast cars for people who want a fast car without all the flash those usually come with. We love sleepers, that much is obvious, but to answer whether or not this is a good idea, we gotta see what the idea even is. When you first look at the IS500, you think you're looking at a normal sedan. But after a while, you pick up on some subtle signals that this thing is a wolf in sheep's clothing. In the looks department, not a whole lot has changed, except for the quad exhaust tips in the back, which are reminiscent of the RCF, kind of give it that more sporty look, and they sound really good too. Quad exhaust tips, always cool. You also got the bulged out hood up here to accommodate the new engine. And what an engine it is. So the normal IS350 has a 3.5 liter V6 making 306 horsepower. It's pretty decent. But if the IS350 has a 3.5 liter engine, how about you take a guess what this IS500 has under the hood? Ta-da! It's a 5 liter naturally aspirated V8 making 472 horsepower. This is the same engine that's in the LC500, and it probably makes this car sound very muscle car-esque. But what's not muscle car-esque is the interior. I feel like I slammed that very hard. Very nice. The first thing I noticed, there are a bunch of buttons. There's these things that you press. Everything is very close to your hands. It's the opposite of minimalism and over streamlining that seems to be the trend nowadays. I really like having everything in reach. It's very well thought out. It's super cool. We got a sunroof up here, very cool. Also the rear seats fold down, which is a very underrated function. I fit a flat screen TV in my Mustang just because those seats folded down. I really want to drive this, but unfortunately this is the only one in North America, so we can't. I guess there's really nothing else to do but start it up. Can we start it up, Troy? Okay, let's hear that V8. I hear that, the chuggy, chuggy, chuggy of a V8. I like that. I'm gonna give it a little rev ski. Oh! Okay, yeah, I'm sold. I'm sold. What more do you want? V8s are the best. I'm speechless. I got another retail on this. Okay. Dude, that's sick. Now, many people, especially here in America, feel like Detroit has exclusive claim to the Crossplane V8. And honestly, I don't blame them. I love me a good V8 muscle car. They're pretty much my favorite. But in reality, Lexus is no stranger to the V8. In fact, when the brand started in 1989, Lexus's very first car was a V8 sedan, the large and in charge LS400. Side note for any kids watching, the LS400 is a baller high school car. That all-aluminum 1UZ V8 engine from that land yacht is legendarily bulletproof. It's reliable enough to go a million miles, as some of you might have seen with Matt Farah's famous million-mile Lexus. And many people in the drift community love the 1UZ for being the JDM pseudo-LS that it is. If you're thinking about building your own sleeper, give that model a look. It was available in the LS400, but also the Toyota Crown, Soarer, and Aristo, making the 1UZ one of the easier JDM engines to get parts for, and with later models making 290 horsepower, it's no slouch either. 30 years later, Lexus hasn't stopped making V8 powered cars. In fact, the V8 in this new Lexus right here is the final evolution of that original 1UZ that started the brand. It's the Charizard Gigantamax to the 1UZ's Charmander. And the engine isn't the only thing that's evolved. Lexus did too. Sure, they started out making large luxury sedans for smooth cruising, but as time went on, they dabbled in giving us enthusiasts something to dream about as well. Sure, Lexus might be known for comfy and maybe beige, but they make fast stuff too. They gave us the LFA, one of the most universally praised supercars out there. Jeremy Clarkson said it was his favorite car. That's all I need to hear. Lexus also built the RCF Track Edition, which we covered on this channel, and then there's the LC500, a car that truly embodies the phrase spaceship coupe. And it's that drivetrain that they stuck into this IS500. Get it? LC500, IS500, 500, 5.0 V8. So, where did this car come from? Well, maybe it's part of Toyota's larger vision for the company. As I mentioned at the top, in 2018, the president of Toyota stood up on stage at the Detroit Auto Show and said, "No more boring cars," right before unveiling a new Prius and a new Camry. It's pretty funny for sure, but since then, we've seen Toyota deliver on that promise with awesome cars like the GR Supra and the GR Yaris, which if they sold in the States, I would probably make a unwise financial decision and buy one. But it's got me wondering, did this no boring cars mandate apply to their Lexus brand as well? If so, that might have seemed like a tall order at the time. Even though Lexus is the brand that made the LFA and can maybe spend a little bit more money making their cars than the economically priced Toyotas, they aren't exactly known as an electrifying, adrenaline-pumping brand. They're Lexus.
Lexus, the spirit of evolution.
But that's why I think a sleeper like the IS500 is the perfect car for Lexus right now. It's not boring, it's unassuming. There's a difference. Despite Lexus's marketing campaigns centered around luxury and refinement, the company actually isn't a stranger to sleepers at all. In the 2000s, many people realized that the engine in cars like the little IS300 was actually a non-turbocharged version of the legendary Toyota 2JZ. If you got your knucks a little greasy, you could swap some parts over, build up some boost, and have a 600 horsepower rocket that still looked factory and fancy. People would think that you were just showing up to the meet to drop off your stepkids, but BAM! Flames would shoot out the back. Awesome. Larger sedans like the GS300 also had turbo JZ potential. In fact, you might have already seen Hurt from Hoonigan drive his GS300 across the country, drifting at various stops for Drift Week. and I can't think of many cars that could drift every day, road trip every day, and survive hurt at the same time, so I think that says a lot. Maybe Lexus saw that car nerds were boosting their little 2000 sedans and turning them into drift taxis, and they saw the V8 they had lying around from their $100,000 space coupe, and then they just... That's a sandwich. Plenty of luxury car makers have shoved a big V8 into a small sedan before. BMW, Cadillac, heck, even Lexus themselves have done this before with the ISF. But it's 2021, and the times, they are changing. V8s are starting to disappear as OEMs are opting for the more economical turbocharged engines and hybrid power. If you've got an itch that can only be scratched with a naturally aspirated V8, there are less and less options for you. Lexus has been making V8s since day one, and it's awesome to see that they're still making them today. But even Lexus isn't immune to the march of time. So we could very well be looking at the last hurrah of the Lexus V8. After spending some time with this car, I've got one question that still hasn't been answered, and that's, why is Lexus building this? We've established that they aren't the first to make a car like this, and we also know that it's not likely to be the foundation of their future cars, even though this one launches their new F-Sport performance line. Add into the equation the fact that Lexus isn't going to be making very many of these, and that they're only going to be sold in North America, and that's got me asking, who is it for? This car isn't a big risk for Lexus. It's a limited run model composed of a bunch of pre-existing parts at the end of their development cycle. Really good parts, mind you, but it's not like Lexus has taken a big swing at making a new platform or anything like that. These are proven ingredients, arranged in the best way Lexus engineers could think of. I talked to these guys on the phone. They're like you. They love cars and they love driving. And I can tell that they're super stoked that their bosses let them build this thing in the first place. This car, the IS500, is a signal, a coded message from Lexus straight to enthusiasts, the people still watching this, that they want to make cars for you. This is a small first step, but if a car like the IS500 is just a glimpse of what's to come, I can't wait to see what the future holds. If you want to know more about the origin of Lexus and that amazing 1UZ engine, check out the episode of Up to Speed, which is coming back. I promise you, James has shot like 4 of them last week. There's also the bumper to bumpers on the LFA and the RCF track edition. If you want to see some behind the scenes of Donut Media, check out our membership program, Donut Underground. Click the join button if you want to know more. If you got a cool Lexus sleeper, let me know in the comments. Lexus, if you need someone to look after one of these things, I'll take mine in that red or blue, you know, I think it'll look great. You have my info. Be kind, look out for each other. See you next time.